All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use denatured alcohol in a cup with some of this trans tint. I don't know, the camera might be backwards, but this trans tint, this is black. I have other colors too. I've got like a dark cherry, which is kind of purpley, and then I got like a gray navy blue dye that I'm also going to use. I'm going to do the black first though. Probably that's going to be it for today, and then I'll come back with another color like the next day. But denatured alcohol, which yeah, it looks like it is backwards. The denatured alcohol is dries extremely fast. So maybe I could do another one today. All right, I taped this up. I'm also going to prop this up so that if there's any dye on the table and it pools up, it doesn't seep underneath. Cleaned this off as best I could. I also took an iron and a cloth, tried to get all the imperfections out. Didn't work, you know, a little bit, but we're just gonna have to live with it. It was kind of a relatively cheap body. I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to use rubber gloves, and I should probably put them on now. Use rubber gloves. So I'm going to use a blue paper towel as an applicator. It's going to be real dark, and then it dry quickly. And then I'm going to sand it off for the next layer. So just a little bit there. All right, let's see. Oh, I got to cut this. All right. Here a little goes a long way. About 6 drops. I guess I'll stir it up. Yeah, honestly, I might have to end up putting more dye into it. I'm not sure. We'll see. Take a paper towel. And then what I do is I fold it in thirds, once in half, and then this in thirds. See how this works. Yep, definitely going to add more. Definitely adding a lot more. Give it a good squeeze. The stain may be water-based, and it's not mixing with the alcohol. I think that might be what it is. I said this was a test. Now, it should have dried instantly. Nope, nope, nope. Didn't do shit. Didn't do anything. Kind of went into the wood grains a little bit. So I guess I will just mix that with water. Let's try just straight on. Yep, it's working. It's working, so I'm going to keep doing it. Then I end up using more tint than I wanted to. But this is what I wanted to do, so. Trying to go for a uniform consistency. It doesn't look like it's going to keep a uniform consistency, though. All right, let me get a little more in this corner. Try to deepen it up. I'll give it a few minutes to dry. I'll wipe off the excess and give it a few minutes to dry. It dried pretty quick. Not much coming off. I'm going to do black, purple, and gray on the face. And then on the back, I think I'm just going to do purple. Let's try, if I dip the denatured alcohol in here, does it come off? Yeah, it comes off. Okay, so do not use denatured alcohol. Well, it kind of quilts a little bit when you do that. I'm going to add more then, and all I can say is do not use denatured alcohol. That was a mistake. Now, you use dyes rather than stains, and I'm going to use stains too, but this is a veneer, so it's very thin, so there's not much for the stain to go into. That's why you use the dye. Wipe off any excess. And I don't know, it doesn't look bad. It's kind of got like an amber tone to it. It's not exactly black, which is fine. I'm going to hit this corner one more time and then let it dry before I sand it. All right, it's dried. It looks pretty good. Yeah, there's some light spots, but we're going to sand it pretty light anyways. I've got a foam pad that goes on my sander. It's just a foam pad that I put a 220 on. Hopefully I can get this little bevel in here. Sanding with the grain. Now, I didn't want to hit this with my random orbit sander. It's chalking up pretty good, so that's good. You want to try to get it... You see, you kind of want to get it uniform. See how it's sanding here darker or lighter than it is over here? So I'm just going to have to change my angle. You can definitely see the imperfections. See the lines coming straight down? It's supposed to go this way. That's imperfections that we're just going to have to live with. There's nothing you can really do about it. As you can see, even with gloves, I was hit pretty good. Good old elbow grease. So it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to come back, and I have a stain, not a dye, that I'm going to put on, and it takes a while to dry, so I probably will add that today. I can give it a day to dry, essentially. All right, I sanded that all down to bring out the figuring. I'm going to put this Varathane Wood Stain. It's black cherry. I used this once before. It's kind of a purpley look. Let me open it up. I'm just going to do kind of the same thing. I'm going to use applicator, very similar. I'm pretty much doing the same thing. Pretty much doing the same thing. Yep, it looks kind of purpley. Dump some of this in a cup. A little cup here. Don't spill, don't spill. Whoop, way too much. And that is why I have this thing elevated. Way too much. I'm not going to use half of that. Deep purple. All right, applicate. Spin it on. Not that dark. I might actually add after I do one application of this, I might add a couple drops of that trans tint dye and give it a mix. Might be one way to go. It looks all right, but when I wipe it off, it'll be a lot lighter. And I'd like this to get darker, actually. Some people say go with the grain. It really doesn't matter. See, I still got that tape on there. The tape's failed in a couple of spots, but that's fine. We just want to maintain the majority of it. So I want to kind of put this on thick, liberally, I guess people say. Give it a second coating. Honestly, I kind of want this guitar to be black with purple undertones. That's kind of what my goal was, the look I was going for. And honestly, this table's a mess. I'm going to have to clean it up before I call it a day. Here's what I got. It's kind of all over the place, but that's fine. Give it a few minutes before I wipe it off. All right, it's been a few minutes. Gloves on, paper towel. Wipe this off. Oh yeah, much deeper color than I thought it was going to be. Actually, what I might do is I might go over this with black. That's what I might do. Wow. Wow. I mean, that's kind of what I was going. I was going for. I thought it was gonna be lighter than that. I thought it was gonna be much, much lighter than that. Off screen, put a few drops of the black pigment in this. So I'm just gonna use the same applicator. Stirred it up already, so it should be a little bit darker. Oh, it's way darker. Plus, it'll make everything darker. So it's exactly what I was going for. All right, so I'm gonna leave that for now. You can see it. I'm gonna dye the back of this guitar this color. I'm not sure if it's mahogany or maple on the back side of the guitar. The front is a quilted maple veneer. We know that. But, man. Gonna have to wash the hands good. All right, I stained it with that black cherry. I turned a light on in my shop. It looks good. You can't really see it in the camera, at least from me. But it looks pretty good. I wiped it off. This is 2 applicants. I'm gonna end up doing the black again, but I'm gonna wait for this to dry because it's gotta dry before I can do anything else. And I got stain all over my hands, so that's enough for today. All right, back next day. I'm gonna give this a sand, and then I have classic black Varathane stain, and I think I'm going to use the trans tint first because it dries faster to fill in the grain once I sand this. See, it's pretty dark, but I want it black with purple undertones. Looks like this spot right here could use just a little hit. So what I'm going to do is I've got a little bit of dark here. I'm going to use what I have left, kind of fill in. I'm not exactly liking it. What you want to do is you want to do the darker color first. And obviously that kind of did not happen. Use more of this trans tint. Just doing this for fun. Alright, fresh paper towel. I'm going to right away rub all this off to keep the quilting. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. So you can still hit it with a sander in a couple, or sandpaper in a couple of areas to lighten up if it's too dark. And I'm probably going to do that. Like for example, see, so I wiped it off. You know, you can kind of see the quilting, but not that great. So my sandpaper's all gummy, but there's a spot right here in the middle. All I'm doing is trying to scuff it up a little. Not scuff it, just pull away a little bit of that stain. That's all I'm trying to do. Not sure if I love this because it looks almost beaten up right now. See, it kind of looks more beaten up. You can't really see it, but the quilting, you can see the quilting really nice. So what I think I'm going to do, actually, sand this down a little bit more and then hit it with the black cherry again. but the light, I'm not going to darken the black cherry. I'm just going to leave it light, and that'll fill in all the light wood grain. I think that'll probably look pretty nice. But like I said, this is all for fun. All right, I don't know, it doesn't look too bad. It's a little light like right here, but I'll do that black cherry. And it's a little dark down here. I've been sanding that, it's not really doing anything. All right, I'm liking it. It's not bad. It's more what I was going for. Definitely. Definitely more than what I was going for. I gotta go get the black cherry. I don't know if you can see that great, but I like it. It's dark, deep. Back with the black cherry. I already shook it up. Let's see if I can do a little bit better. I got a bigger cup. There we go. Still way too much. A little spill. All right, just a reminder, we are here. All right. It's a little light again. That's fine. Maybe I'll do 2-3 applications. But you see, this goes so quick. You really don't need much. A couple of drops, really. Well, a couple squeezes. Not really drops, but... All right, and then the other thing, now this is on here. Instead of getting 220, I'm going to go a little finer. I'm going to grab 320, which is, I believe, yep, right here, 320. Get that ready to go. Now, again, gel stains for your last applicator would work great. I don't have any right now. All right, I'm going to wipe it off. Ooh. I'm liking it. I am liking it. Oh, man. This is going to look really good with maybe a lacquer finish. I think I'm going to hit it again for the heck of it, because I want it as dark as possible, and I got a lot of stain here. I'm also going to use this color on the back side. I've said that a couple times. All right, so I'm right there. I like it. It's nice and dark, but let's try to get a little darker. So what I'm going to do is I got the 320. I'm just going to, in a couple of the areas it's really dark, I'm going to hit it more than where it's light because I try to get a little more uniform. So like right here, it's pretty dark. Okay, see how it's coming off immediately? That's because it didn't dry. All right. Don't do circles. You want to stay with the grain. Kind of clean up any dust there may be. Now there's like a swirl right here that I'm not in love with at all. But there's plenty of imperfections. All right, I'm pretty sure you saw that in live time how long I waited. Not nearly enough. So I'm going to probably take 10 minutes after this is on. Quick Coke, maybe make a sandwich for 10 minutes. All right, leaving that for a little while. All right, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to call that done. All right, I got this color Gunstock Varathane. I'm just going to do a once over with this on the back side. I'm not even wearing gloves. I'm just trying to enrich the grain a little bit. This is a very light stain. I ended up doing the whole thing, but I'm going to wipe it all off, clean it up a bit. You don't want the underside to get any stains, so you kind of got to be careful. You can't go at it too wet. Now, I just put that on for a second. I'm wiping off right away. Actually, this is a lot darker than I've ever had it before. All right, backside. Darker than actually I've expected.